This, my friends, is the Soundcore AeroClip, and I think the company is really trying to prove me wrong about clip-on earbuds with these, because after I hated on the C30 for having wider panel gaps than a Tesla, and then my statement in the C40 video that this fad needs to die unless something miraculous happened, Soundcore asked me to try the AeroClip to see if it's actually legit. And TLDR guys, the miracle still hasn't happened, but I think we're bloody darn close. There, I've said it, internet. You can crawl back into your holes now. The Soundcore AeroClip retails for $130 and it comes in 3 different colorways, guys, and it is priced after the C40 and C30, therefore it is the premium offering in Soundcore's clip-on lineup. Bluetooth 5.4 with AAC and SBC support with multi-point connection for 2 devices max, 12mm dynamic drivers in the rear modules here, IPX4 water dust resistance, and the weight on these things is 5.9 grams per side, and battery life I was able to get 7.3 hours on average at 65% volume with AAC connected. The case is rather nondescript. It is really well put together though. Everything is nice and tight. Even the lid has no creaking or distortion when I twist it. It feels really nice and a little bit grippy as well. You can see the LED status light. There's a little slot in the same spot for your fingers to pop this thing open. Easy USB-C charging port. No wireless charging, by the way. And on the inside, there's thankfully the lack of shiny plastics as well. Just except on the inside here. There's the cavity where it's easy to clean for the earbuds themselves. And since we're here, let's do the shake test, and it's a mega fail. So if you happen to drop these things on the floor in your gym, your earbuds are going to go flying everywhere. Now, it is the earbuds that really take the cake. I love the loop and how it blends right into the ear clips themselves. Everything is really well made, and I love this titanium covered in TPU little band that's very flexible and it goes around your ears very easily now, just like the C40, but this is a major improvement over that as well. Just a nice refinement. And by the way, this loop is your touch control that you can tap anywhere on it, and it'll accept double and triple taps. In the box comes these little sheaths if you find these kind of loose on your ears, and it goes around on the outside like a little glove and sits right here. And hold on, let me try to do it for you on screen. So there you go. It sits right around the rear module, and this is supposed to give you more grip around your ears in case you find it a little bit loose. And by the way, in the box, you will get a charging cable, USB-A to USB-C, really short one, as well as the ear guards that we looked at a second ago, small and large. Now, it would have been nice that Soundcore gave you a way to store these things. Like say if you took one of them and put them on your earbuds and you decided not to use it while you're on the go, somewhere to store it in the case, because these things are really easy to lose. Soundcore's app hasn't changed much in the past year or two, which is a good thing. It's still clean and super easy to navigate when you start at the home screen. Battery levels are at the top, for example, and then you got sound effects that bring you to 6 EQ presets or the option to use the 8-band parametric. You can customize the double and triple tap controls or deactivate them altogether. Now, settings is accessible when you tap the gear icon on the top right, and here you can do things like change the auto power off times and activate, deactivate, tap, and low battery tones. We're outside listening to some old school Justin Timberlake. What goes around comes around. Love that song. But anyways, we're out here doing the Bluetooth range test amidst the snow that is melting. Sad face. Yeah, it's spring technically, and the snow is finally gone. Oh well. Anyways, I have the AeroClips on, and it's running the song through Tidal from my Poco F7 Ultra. Not supposed to show you the phone. This thing is awesome. The first Snapdragon 8 Elite phone for the price, in this price range, is bloody fantastic. But the review for that is coming soon. So let's head to our first checkpoint, 25 feet away. Direct line aside from the phone, no problems whatsoever. Still going strong, the signal. And as we head around, oh, I just got the left-right sputter. This is not typical of Soundcore. Usually by that window you start seeing left-right fluctuation, and yeah, it's totally not, there's nothing playing right now. So yeah, it is what it is. It's close enough. I would say it's around 30 feet around the corner. I would say that's normal and acceptable. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, I'm gonna try to run in this like really icy snow. There's like a half a foot of ice over the snow there, and so it's not gonna be ideal. And the camera is probably, the stave is probably like preventing you from seeing how much up and down oscillation I'm doing. and these things are staying put, guys. So it's a lot of fun with these, really stable, and they stay put. I am curious though to see how well the mics do for phone calls. So let's head to the front. Trying to get some wind into the mics here so you can hear how these things handle noise or wind noise reduction. Here comes some cars testing. 1, 2, 3. Wind is not so hard with these ones. They enter the mic cavities. Your listeners are not going to be too happy about it. But in normal use like this by the roadside, this is your typical Soundcore noise suppression quality, which means it is good. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Some cars still have their studs on their snow tires. So like that one, you should be able to hear it like a marble kind of sound slapping on the tarmac. But it should just show up as slightly gravelly, slightly digital background noises on the recording. So it's a good thing. My voice elevates a little bit when it's noisy, but right now when it's quiet or relatively, my intonation and bass tone is pretty good too. One quick note too about listening to, and I'll mention this later on in the SQ, is when you're listening to tunes like right now out in the open, yeah, you had to crank it up. I can barely hear myself talk. Like say if I play back this recording out here, I have to crank it up all the way to max over like just regular road noises like that. So something to take note of. It's good for situational awareness, but for just listening to tunes, there's a give and take there. But anyways, let's head back to the studio. Sound is where the AeroClip has flipped the script on the entire category, in my opinion. And it's not that bass or absolute volume has gone to the levels of in-ears or are a million times better than the C30, C40. But what it feels like Soundcore has done is embrace those natural shortcomings of open air and enhance what air conduction is good at, i.e. soundstage, or rather that sense of spaciousness around your head. Like, do you remember the Soundcore X600 Bluetooth portable speaker? It's known for its almost unreal spatial sound, especially for something with such a small footprint. I think the AeroClip engineers stole some of that X600 magic dust, and what we get is also almost unreal spatial sound, like right here, right now, guys. Like, vocals are both intimate and clear, although I would say the treble is rather bright for things with lots of hi-hats and cymbals, because even at 50% volume in those times, it's peaky enough to wake the dogs next door. Now, I've been binge listening to Hong Kong-based songwriter Khalil Fong, who passed away a couple weeks ago at 41. The AeroClip tuning is definitely quite friendly to pop R&B melodies like his. Like one of his OG hits, Red Bean, Hong Do, gives the AeroClips the chance to show off their strengths in the mid to upper mid areas with nice energy in plosives and detail. And on the flip side, in a bridge to the track This Love, the recording gets really busy in there, which on these things start to see the beginnings of distortion at around 70% volume and above. And again, like the C30, C40, and pretty much any other clip-on earbud out there, amplification is fine in quiet environments, but the moment you expose them to like crying babies, airport sounds, traffic, basically outdoors, you have to crank them up close to max just to clearly hear your tunes. If anything, this has a unique take on touch controls. You can tap pretty much anywhere on the loop to initiate commands. That means a large surface area like this means less fumbling around for the sweet spot while you're, say, out biking or running or something. However, it would be nice if sensitivity could be dialed up as an option, because there were times when I was just ghost tapping the thing and nothing happened until like a second or two later. Bland storage case aside, there's a sense that the designers paid attention to the materials and the colors on the earbuds and how they all fit together. It's really pretty darn cohesive and really well done. And even though it's not exactly my jam, because with these things on I kind of look like a pirate, I'm sure many of you out there would see this legitly as a fashion accessory. Now, another thing to add, if you stare hard enough, these things kind of resemble miniature clip-on headphones, don't you think? Kind of like a pair of Soundcore Space Ones or something. Tell me if I'm wrong. Comfort could be an issue depending on your ear. And I know I hate those your mileage may vary disclaimers from reviewers, but hear me out, guys. In this case, the culprits are the rear modules that most of the time are perfectly comfortable as long as you have them seated properly on your ear based on the instructions and all that. But over time, especially if I transition from something stationary into something more high impact, like doing jumping jacks or scrambling around rocks or just chasing after my kids, those modules start to shift just enough to pinch my earlobe to the point of I just want to yank them off. Now, I've played around with the included sheaths or guards or whatever they call them, but no dice in those cases either. So who is this for anyway? Well, if you're a fan of the whole open air experience, the situational awareness safety thing that it provides, and want something different from the usual power beats, hook style, or shocks around the back of your head designs, then the AeroClip should be on your list. In fact, I'll rank it right up there with the Bose Ultra Open, which, mind you, costs way more. Although I would say that the Bose has got the whole comfort thing down pat, but on the other hand is also many steps behind the AeroClip in phone call quality, believe it or not. Now, just so you know, clip-ons are not the best sounding in the open air category if that's what you're looking for. That honor still goes to hook style buds, such as the AeroFit Pro or the One More Fit S70. This is still my favorite in terms of SQ.